Of a car about to be towed. No standing anytime. Apparently the person...
That's not what it says.
Okay. Someone's going to be very upset. They're just doing their job, but obviously someone from Florida doesn't realize that someone doesn't realize they shouldn't have parked where they parked. But now they're going to get it. I'm in New York. People park in the wrong places and then they get towed. They shouldn't park where they're supposed to park, but they do. Now what's going to happen is this person's going to come out and be very, very upset. But the rule is, once they hook up the car to the tow truck, they have to take it in. That's the rule. And so many a time in New York, someone rushes out and says, "That's my car, that's my truck." And the tow truck person is just doing their job, that's all. They're not trying to do anything else. And this person just happened to park in the wrong place on a Saturday in July. So what's going to end up happening is the car is just going to be taken away, and it's up to the driver to figure out what's going to happen. You might even have the driver rush out at the last minute, even now.
I'm all sick.
And they're going to say, "What the heck happened?" But, you know, unfortunately in New York, this happens all the time. You know, people just don't realize that there are certain rules with where you can park, certain rules where you can't park, but this happens. And this is like one of those situations where it's unfortunate, but it happens. Now, typically, once your car gets towed, they tow it to an impound lot, usually on the west side, and there it's like a bureaucratic maze. Well, and rightly so. They want to make sure people own the car, they have insurance on the car, and then it's going to cost about $500 in total to get a car. It's not just the towing fee, it's the fine, it's the ticket. So there's a lot of issues with that. And obviously because the person was from Florida or had Florida plates, they might not be so familiar with the rules governing parking in New York. But it happens. So now I don't know why he's waiting. He's probably just waiting for permission after they run everything. No. Waiting to make sure everything is secure. But this is part of life in New York, where you have people who park in the wrong place. They come out of wherever they are and think their car at first is stolen. But then it turns out that it's not stolen, that it's been towed. And the tow truck and the city just want to make sure they do everything in the right way too. So they just want to make sure everything is safe for the car, there's no passengers in the car. But a lot of times when the person who has the car encounters the tow truck driver, they kind of become crazy because it's going to be a huge inconvenience for them. And not just that, it's $500 that they're going to ultimately pay that they had no intention and no inclination to pay at first anyway. What they wanted to do was typically just park, get something, do something, and then be on with whatever they're doing. But this is what happens in New York. It happens in a lot of big cities like this too. Chicago, Miami. Now, in New York today, and in a lot of the other big cities, what they'll do is they'll scan license plates for people who owe hundreds of tickets, and they'll usually tow those people too. And in this case, it's just someone who parked in the wrong place at the wrong time. They probably didn't pay the parking meter, thinking that today was one of those days where no parking meter was necessary for payment. And you know, it just happened this way. Now, very shortly, he's going to be taking off. As I said, they're just securing the car to make sure everything is okay for the car. And it's in a very busy area. This is an area where a lot of people would want to be to just park for free. On Sundays, free parking throughout the city. So I can understand the person making this mistake, you know, because typically, if you're used to New York, it's parking all the time for free. And we're just looking down the street just to see what the neighborhood looks like, so that other people who are watching this video can kind of understand what might be going on, how the streets are very crowded. Everyone likes to park around here, but this happens. It just simply happens. You know, people aren't aware of it, but this is life. This is life. And this, again, he's just securing the car, making sure everything is okay with the car, and just doing his job. And my commendation to the NYPD, my commendations to the tow truck drivers. All they are messengers, just doing their job, doing what they're supposed to do. So it's just that unfortunately people park in the wrong place at the wrong time, and this happens. You know, so this nice fellow just wants to get paid, do his job, and move on. So nothing wrong with that. So, and they should be about to leave very shortly. They're very efficient when it comes to towing. Like, they don't really like dither and take their time, because first the person's going to come out at any time, and when they do, that creates a whole drama. So instead of creating the whole drama, quickly hook the car up, do everything, you secure the car, do everything you're supposed to do, and move on. And that's what he's about to do right now. He's just going to make sure everything is okay, and there he is, about to move on. So it's interesting that the person hasn't come out yet. Like, maybe they're doing something, but they'll be out and they'll question what the heck happened. And you know what? What the heck happened is you parked in the wrong place at the wrong time, and as a result, your car got towed, unfortunately. But my heart is out to the tow truck driver, to the people of law enforcement in New York, and to the driver of the SUV. So one more story in the life and times of New York City. This person will remember this and say, what the heck happened?